recording. Thank you, everybody, for joining us again for another podcast, another episode of Forza Barca podcast, where we talk about Barcelona, everything FC Barcelona. We're gonna start in hot today. We're gonna start in real hot, and then we're gonna be talking about registration of the new coming players, and how that's going because we're gonna start the season in 2 days. We're recording Thursday, but yeah, so like this week, at the end of this weekend. So right off the bat, Mew, what the fuck is going on?
That's exactly what I'm thinking the whole time. I think it's getting kind of embarrassing for the club right now. It's not like this whole transfer window was without the press shredding Barcelona's reputation. I mean, we had it coming, we saw it coming, and we knew it's not going to be without people talking, without the press talking, without officials of other clubs talking
Yeah,
about our financial situation. But right now, I'm not too sure why they didn't think this through. I mean, how can you let this happen again? It's not the first time. And we are not, I mean, you've sent me that Reddit post about the other clubs, but come
yeah,
on, man, we are FC Barcelona. We need to be right there, right at the start, without problems, without hassle. If you sign players, you need to be able to register them. There's no way anything else is acceptable in my eyes.
yeah. It's a very delicate situation because when they ask the club now, if you go ask Laporta or ask Aleman or whoever in the administration, they'll say, "Oh, we're gonna register them when no issues. There's gonna be no problem." Um, but we're as of we're recording right now, we're 2 days before the season starts, and um, there was all the players, none of them are registered. Granted, they said that they want to register them all at the same time. They didn't want to just do half or a few and then a few afterwards. They want to do them all at the same time, which makes it difficult. We knew that they submitted the paperwork, I believe Friday or Monday to La Liga, and it got rejected because the package that they submitted to register the players wasn't enough, so they got rejected. There are talks about a fourth lever being pulled or lever being pulled so they can be able to register them, but nothing has been official so far. Um, so it's very confusing because the media is ripping fucking, especially the English media, the journals from England are ripping Barcelona apart. But it's not just Barcelona. Like La Liga, the whole league is suffering from this same problem. There are reports that Betis won't be playing with the majority of their stars because they can't register them for the season. It's a big issue that Tebas is not gonna fucking budge apparently, and is gonna fuck up a lot of. Okay, it's for right now. It's stressing a lot of clubs out. It's very very strange to see this happening, and the people that run the league are not budging at all as far as this goes.
Yeah, I mean it's a rule that came into place, but I think Barcelona should know. I mean, they know about this rule, and that every club plays by the same rules. So
Yep.
we need to respect that.
Yeah.
And of course, we had the period with COVID, and
Yep.
where clubs lost a lot of money and stuff. And we could talk about whether that should be taken into account when we talk about the wage caps and
Yep.
stuff. But at the end of the day, all clubs adhere to the same rules, and so Barcelona should have come prepared. It's on the board and on the president to figure the situation out, and not the what annoys me the most is these last minute stuff. I mean, you said like. it's going to go well, it's going to pan out, whether it's for the first game or the second game or whatever. But it's not how a top club should operate. You know, we should be able to sign players and to register them immediately without problems. That should be the goal for a club like FC Barcelona.
No, I 100% agree. That's but that's the thing. Like that's why it's weird because I mean if you look at it from a perspective where COVID, of course, fucked us over and fucked us over as far as how the profits that we get, revenue that we get, streams either from ticket sales or number of reasons why we got hit pretty hard. But most big clubs got pretty hard hit pretty hard. Um, but if you look at the contracts that were signed right before Bartomeu fucked off, he legit like it's like he's doing it on purpose just to fuck the club over in the next few years. It's pretty insane to think about because Frankie De Jong's uh, 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 um, contract is year by year is increasing every year by a lot. Like it's not just, and that's what's fucking us over. Like if they come to an agreement where he uh get his contract back to what the administration is trying to do as far as the wage structure, if he wants to help out as far as that goes, then everything will be fine. But that's what the problem is now, is because we don't have the revenue does not match, that is not enough for us to have the wage bill that we have. So I doubt that De Jong will agree to that. That's we'll see what happens. But from what we hear right now, PK is again taking a stand where he's gonna help out the club, and that's what's most likely gonna get us to register everybody if we don't pull the fourth lever. So we'll see what happens. They said that there's rumors, or there's reports that we submitted again to La Liga today, I think, or yesterday evening. So we'll see. It takes them 2 days to figure it out. So tomorrow, hopefully, we'll know exactly what happened. If they accept it, then we should be good. If not, then they're gonna go over again and try to figure something out. But it's very frustrating because this should, like I said, it shouldn't be happening. Um, and if you think about it, like if we, let's say after the season was over last season, right? After we didn't win anything, the club barely got to the fourth, to top four. What will you do? Like, would you try to reinforce as much as you can, like we did? Like, if you just look at our transfers, we did an amazing job. Like, we fucking killed it. We got great players. We offloaded the majority of our deadwood. The only one that's still left, without two, Braithwaite and Umtiti are the only ones that are left. Everybody else is gone. So from that perspective, the administration is doing an amazing job. But if you well, maybe we shouldn't do that, right? Maybe we should just say, instead of trying to rush all the progress and try to compete again this year, maybe we should have just kept the dead wood and try to reinforce one position at a time every year. It just means more stress for us every year because we're not going to be accomplishing anything, and potentially could slip up into how Milan was for a few years, because it took them a long time before they now just won the league, the Serie A. So, like, what would you do? Would you try to reinforce right away and spend as much money as you can and try to figure out a way to actually compete again in Europe and win titles and make it that way, where you get the money back again, the revenue back again, and get caught up, or take it one step at a time and risk being a mediocre team for 5, 6 years, 7 years, whatever, until you go back again to the top, you know?
And that's a difficult question because
Yeah,
I think, first of all, no fan, nobody in the press knows the exact numbers. So
right.
if you are not happen to be on the board, or the president himself, then it's going to be difficult to have the entire financial situation at hand. So we can only speculate. We know about the depth. We know about the wages. We know about the contracts. But I think Laporta knew about the debt. He knew about the contracts before anybody else. So he should have known that it could have happened that we are stuck in the situation that we are in. And the stuff that I'm reading right now is that they even tried to pull on some stunts when it comes to the investment taken from Sixth
Yeah.
Street. So this is if it's true, of course, it's I mean Sport and the Guardian and stuff. They report any shit right now just
Right.
to discredit
Just
the
shit
club.
on us. Yeah.
Uh, I mean, it's always like that. When you are down, people are going
Kick you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's difficult to say if it would have been a better strategy to just um, wait it out, sort
Right.
of just partially strengthening the team, maybe with again not really good players, just some mediocre players, or even just rely solely on our youth. It could have been also an option. So I don't know which strategy is the better one. I mean, we will find out in a couple of years.
I mean, if you take a look at, we tried to do that this last year. For the majority of the season, we relied on our B team. Um, it's just not. If we do that, then we're gonna have to surrender that we're not gonna win the league. La Liga is gone. We're not gonna win Champions League. There's no hope of winning Champions League. So basically, we want to try to make top four, and hopefully we can win Copa del Rey if we make it to the final. That would be the expectation if we relied on our B team to to fill in the holes that we have in the team. It's and I don't think the club would want that. I don't think that's gonna lose us a lot of money in Europe, which that's a downward spiral. That's where Milan was. You know what I mean? Like once they start losing things and not putting that investment in, they just start going down, going down, going down. That's what United did. That's where United. What is United? The Europa. You don't got to see them in Champions League this year. Probably not even next year. How now we see how the Premier League teams are way stronger than United. All like the top four is way more strong than United. So it's really it's a matter of what do you really want? Like, do you want to actually go back to the top, or do you want to take a few years, stay mediocre, and hopefully you get to a spot where you can go back up?
Yeah, I agree to a certain extent because the factors that put those team in the position that they are a little bit different. If we take a closer look at Milan, for example, it was around the time where Silvio Berlusconi, the Prime Minister of Italy,
Yeah.
withdrew from his investment. And
Mm.
of course, if money is a problem for a club, and you don't get to compete with the top European clubs anymore,
Right.
then you will suffer a lot. And the same could be said about Man United. The Glazer family that owns United steadily increased their share, and meanwhile just adding to the club debt.
Yeah.
And of course they invested somewhat into the club. But then you had like a construct with Sir Alex Ferguson that just wasn't there anymore, and it was in turmoil, and the club went into public trading and all that stuff. It's a different story for these clubs. I mean, you could say that when it comes to a sporting project, they didn't have that ambition anymore. Although when we look at the total numbers, of course, Manchester United, still one of the most valuable clubs
Yeah,
in the world. I mean, just period, not even
right.
just in the
Well,
world of
it's
football.
well, those two teams are owned, right? They're not fan based. They're not social clubs.
Yeah.
They're not a fan owned. They're owned by millionaires. So it's a different story when it comes to money. Because if let's say United had the same issue where they couldn't register players, they call up to the billionaire and he'll put up some money to get it done. We can't do that. We don't have that luxury to have somebody who's a billionaire to put money into the club. We have to generate our own funds. So that's what makes it hard for a club like us to actually compete. You have to do it the right way, and if you don't do it right, or if something hit where a catastrophe like COVID hits, then you're stuck in the mud because there's no other way to generate money except to actually for people to watch you, people to come see you play, which generates money, which generates more revenue. We can buy more players, TV deals, and all that shit piles up. So you have to have it the basics. If the basics is not working, then the whole thing collapses.
Mm.
And that's what's been happening the last few years. That once the effects of COVID started happening, and we're having a dumbass like Bartomeu is the president of the club, that's just a recipe for disaster. And unfortunately, we're paying like the club is paying for it right now.
Yeah, that's true, but uh, it's it's uh it's a mixture that is unlike anything that I've seen. I mean,
Right.
you could say that we need a sporting project. We need some success when it
Yeah.
comes to our football, uh, our men football club, FC Barcelona, because the other divisions, basketball or handball and women's team, are doing fine. I
Right.
mean, they don't win everything, but they compete every time. It's a different set,
Well,
but the
the
main
men
revenue comes
is the
in
men's.
from, yeah,
Yeah.
comes in from the football and the sporting project there.
Right.
The thing is there another option that Laporta could have taken? And I think he had another option.
What
He
do you
could
think the
have
option was?
halted. He could have halted the build of the SPY Camp now. He could have, of course,
How
just.
that how is that affecting
I
our
mean,
wage gap?
not about the wage cap, but this is a project that is going to. I mean, of course, there are investments from banks and stuff like
Right.
that. So um, those funds are not needed for a new stadium, a new project. It's not even just the Camp Nou. It's the Palau that is going to be rebuilt and stuff, and it's in those sums that they are throwing there are very, very, very mind-boggling. I mean, if you are 1 point whatever billion in debt, and you are going to take credits and loans and stuff just to get a project built, it's insane. And I can understand that people think to themselves what is happening there.
Well,
How
the reports that came through before the spy was even mentioned and all that stuff was that the Camp Nou is in a very very bad shape. Like the actual structure of it needs to be remodeled.
yeah,
That's
you
what they're
can
doing.
you can renovate it. You
Yeah.
can.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
but
think
but
I don't think
what
a lot of
they're
the money
doing.
is. We're not putting a lot of money up front. I don't think we're putting anything up front for it. And it doesn't start until next year. It doesn't even start this year. So the projects that are in the future are not affecting our problems right now at all. The problems that we have right now are problems of the past. Like right now, financially, we're not in a bad spot financially now as far as buying players, and we've been buying players. But the problem is just whatever happened in the last couple years is basically catching up to us. So we're not able to operate normally with the La Liga rules that they haven't relaxed. And all the other clubs, the other leagues, relax their wage cap issue. They're the only ones that have not are La Liga, and that's and you see like a lot of the teams have not be able to register because of it. I just don't understand what their intent is, because I mean, if everybody's having or the majority is having an issue with it, especially in a COVID, because of COVID, then why wouldn't you relax it just for the next couple seasons, just to get things back on track, and then put it back again in place? I don't understand that. I don't get it.
Yeah, but like I've said, everybody plays by the same rules, so we can't just we overspend on a lot of mediocre players,
We
and
did,
of course,
but
yeah,
definitely did.
and it's not the fault of this administration. I give you all of that is true, but at the same time, we need to have that conversation about it's not about blaming anymore. We know that Bartomeu was an asshole. We know he fucked up. We know he nearly ruined us. It's now on this board to give us some solutions. It's about solutions. We cannot play the blame game anymore. That
Yeah.
we need solutions. We need solutions to the problems that are present right now.
Well,
And
we
if
don't.
you
Go ahead.
and if you don't have those solutions, then don't buy players. We are going to if we don't register them for the first game, we are going to be mocked into eternity because
Well,
we
we've been mocked for the last last the whole
ah,
summer.
but it's deeper than that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not about losing a game against Bayern or Frankfurt or whatever. It's not. It's losing uh, what the club. I mean, a lot of press and other fans look at us sideways, but right now it's very hard even for us as fans to justify what is happening. And if you cannot register players, maybe you should have just bought two instead of four. It is
Who?
what it is.
Well, let's put it that way. Which one would you buy then from the players? The two. Which two would you buy?
Kunde and Rafinha.
No Lewandowski, huh?
No, not a fan.
Well, what? You're not a fan of
Not a
Lewandowski?
fan. Nope.
Why?
Never was. I'm going to be honest.
You just don't like him as a player? You don't like him as a person, or what? What's the deal?
No, I don't have anything against his personality, and I think he's a great athlete. Like I said, when I watched his GQ Sports 10 Essentials, he had he was really one of those guys that I thought he understood what Essentials really is because
Yeah.
it was everything with him was about his mentality, about his psyche, and about his physique. So it was everything had something to do with sports or being mentally capable and training his intelligence. So I respect him as a person, but I don't like his style of football. Simple as that. I mean,
We'll see how Fanny will be once he scores the goal in the final, Champions League final.
you are dreaming way too much, my brother.
It's a dream. I'm not gonna lie, but I think once you see him play now for us, him and Pedri, I think it'll be like, all right, I changed my mind. I like
No,
him
I
now.
watched a
He's a
lot
good
of
player.
Bayern. I watched a lot of Bayern games.
But you hate
I don't.
Bayern. It's difference. You don't hate Barca, so it's gonna be like, okay, so all right, he's happy
Yeah,
now. He's wearing our shirt. You know what I mean? He's
but
doing
there
he's
are
doing this with the
but
with the
there are
club.
some some type of players that I like and some that I just dislike. It's his type of play is just not what I like in a striker. I,
Really? Hmm.
yeah, it is what it is. I'm more the type of like, um, I like Memphis more, even though he's not the classical number nine. I
Yeah.
understand that. Of course, Luis Suarez, absolute one of my favorite strikers because he's very versatile, very playful when it comes to the ball, and the guy can bite people. So
You like players with technique. You like people that do something that unexpected and
yeah,
Memphis
I like
and
flashy,
flashy. Yeah, I see what you mean.
uh, and he's not flashy.
He's more a classic number nine.
Yeah.
He's just a poacher. You just put him there and he's gonna
Yo,
score.
yep,
We
that's
need
not
that.
mine.
That's what we've been missing. We have flashy players. We have Rafinha. We have Dembele. We need somebody who can score. So we don't need to like his flashiness. As long as he's scoring, he's not missing opportunities. I think you'll learn to love him. They'll be like,
Well, we have Braithwaite. Why do we need
what the fuck?
Lewandowski? But to be honest, we
Actually, his
had
name is Goatweight. Put it. You know what I mean? Don't
okay.
disrespect.
Put some respect.
Put some
Mm,
respect on that name.
Put put some respect on his name. But to be honest, I'm not kidding. A lot of people don't like him, and a lot of people who thought. But when it comes just to being a straight up poacher, can we talk about De Jong?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Was Frankie or Luke?
No, I'm talking about Luke.
Oh, the goat. All right, all right.
Uh, he was a straight up poacher. He was absolutely nailing
Yeah,
those goals, and he was there when you needed him. I mean,
yeah,
he's not a guy for 90 minutes. Unlike Lewandowski, I'm not comparing
yeah,
the
yeah,
quality,
yeah. I see. I know
but
what you mean. Well,
but
he just got a PSV to the last rounds of Champions
yeah,
League.
yeah,
That dude is a baller, man. I like that dude. It's pretty awesome.
yeah.
Unfortunately, we couldn't keep him.
So
Like,
put some respect on his name.
yeah, yeah. If you had to choose between I mean, obviously between Braithwaite and Luke De Jong, you choose Luke De Jong, right? That's
Yeah,
no
of course,
brainer. But
that's not a competition.
would you rather kept him for next season, Luke De Jong?
And well, there is no place for him. Right now,
That's the
have
problem.
a
No,
problem.
if we didn't have Braithwaite,
It's not even about Braithwaite. I don't think he will even get
no, he won't be
nominated
here
for a
either.
lot of plays. So it's about having Memphis, about having Ferran, about having Aubameyang, about having Lewandowski, about having Ansu Fati. Those players need all
Yeah, we have a
playtime.
freaking a lot of forwards. Um, there are reports that Chelsea's in for Aubameyang, and Juventus is working out a deal with Memphis. I don't. I think only one of them is gonna go. I don't think Javi and Laporta will let both leave because if we both leave, then we're fucking stuck with Braithwaite as a backup for Lewandowski. But who do you think is going to be the person
And
to
it's
leave?
going to be Memphis.
You think
Uh, it's going to be Memphis, 100%. And
that's a fucking terrible problem to have?
yeah, I
Like,
don't think Aubameyang wants to leave, especially not to Chelsea. He's
yeah,
Arsenal player through and through, Arsenal legend. A lot of people love them there. So it's, I mean, a lot of things can happen in football, but I don't
right.
believe he's going to leave. And he's going to have his play time, even though Lewandowski is there. So,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they're gonna rotate heavily. I'm sure. I'm
mm,
sure every game he's gonna play because even if Lewandowski starts 90% of the games, he's gonna come out at like the 70th minute. We're not gonna risk play 90 minutes every game. Yeah, he's gonna play.
no, yeah, that's my assumption as well. I think Memphis would have a tough spot if he stayed. So it's probably for the best for him to because he's a great player. Why waste a year, another year, not playing? I
Especially
mean,
a
of
World Cup
course,
year.
yeah, but of course, if you think about it. if there is a possibility for him to stay and he's fine with it, not maybe just playing in Copa del Rey and just resting a bit, just because he's surely going to the World Cup. It's not even debatable. So um, maybe he's fine with that because Aubameyang is definitely not going with Gabon. So it's going to be interesting. This
Yeah.
entire year, I think a lot of teams are underestimating the World Cup and especially the time frame in which it takes place. It's going to be very, very difficult for a lot of people, a lot of teams to adjust because you can play a fantastic um, first two
Well, no,
months,
everything is gonna stop for a month, right?
two
Like for
November and December.
2 months, everything's gonna halt. Everything's gonna stop.
Uh,
Man, how what the fuck are we gonna do? No Barca for 2 months.
Yeah,
Um,
watch
watch
Morocco
Morocco.
then be
Oh fuck.
get
Oh, they
getting
they sacked
thrashed.
an unrelated topic to Barca. They sacked the coach today.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, sliding to be.
The
That guy
reports
was
that
insane.
reports that Walid the Regragui with that coach is gonna take over, but nothing official yet.
Nah, we need somebody with.
No, Walid the Regragui is good, bro. They won the Champions League with that this last year. He's really good. He used to be a player, our player. He used to be a right back for
Nah, we
left
need
back
we,
for.
we need Laurent Blanc.
Oh,
Only
fuck
Laurent
off
Blanc.
with Laurent Blanc. What the fuck? We
What?
don't need no French coach in our team, man.
Who
Um,
was who was the best coach in Moroccan history?
and oh Jesus, whoever was the coach for '86, I think it was Morocco. I can't remember. And for '98, not '98, for 2004, which was Zeki, if you remember. Not
2004
not yeah, for the African Cup when we got to the final.
and lost against Tunisia.
Yeah, we had a great team then. '98 was good too. It was really good, but because of the players, not because of the fucking coach. We had great players then. So I don't think Michel Henry. I know you're gonna say Michel Henry. He's not.
Michel Henry
Fuck
was
you.
the
No,
best, was the best
no,
coach ever. You know it.
no,
You
no. I
know it.
don't. I don't.
You
I don't.
know it. You know it.
I don't.
You,
But we'll see. We'll see what happens with them.
name
We'll see.
another coach who's got honored by the king.
Zeki.
Bullshit.
Yes, and
Bullshit.
I can't believe that maybe I can't remember his name, but the '86 one because we got to the second round of the World Cup for '86. But we'll see what happens. Maybe Michel Henry will come back. Is he still alive?
86.
Maybe,
None
maybe
of
like,
us were born there, man.
I know we weren't, but we played good. I guess I saw the videos.
That's some bullshit, man.
I don't know. We'll see what happens. But
We this time around, if that dude takes over,
yeah,
we're going to get thrashed by everyone.
you don't know who he is.
He can't be that good if he trains a fucking Moroccan team, man.
No, we did, bro. It's the best. They won. They won. Almost won the treble. They won the Champions League. They won the league, and they won the Super Cup last year. They're really good. He's a really good coach, and he played in Europe most of the time. Like he played in Ligue 1, I think, in France and somewhere in Germany. I can't remember where, but he was a really good player, and he's a really good coach. I think we should
Do
give
you
him a
know?
try.
Do you know Eric Andre show?
Oh yeah, of course.
There is a sketch where he goes to buy an automobile, and
Oh, he
he's
does.
on
Oh, I need
top.
to watch it.
And he's on top of another dude. So he's got a long trench coat. He's going to buy an automobile. So it's it's very strange. So he goes into a used car dealership and he says, Harry, I just want to buy a fine automobile. And then he says, I don't. And that Harry guy says, I don't trust like that. Open that button. And he says, I'm not going to, I'm not going to buy a car if you want me to strip naked. And he says, I don't trust like that. And that's the same thing I tell you about that coach. I don't trust like that.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
I'll
Uh,
send you the
you should
skit.
send it. I love that show. I watched like the first season, like within like two settings. It was just funny.
Yeah.
He's a weird ass dude, but he's
Yeah.
pretty funny. Did you
Yeah.
see the film he did with Netflix?
I saw the comedy special, not the film.
No, he did. He did something similar to the show. Now how like he goes out and pranks people for fun. He's basically did that kind of like what Borat what Sacha Baron Cohen does
Mhm.
for his films like for
Yep.
Bruno
Or
and all
for his
those.
show, Ali G
Or
show.
his show. Yeah, it's the same idea, but the people are not. They don't see the camera, so the cameras are hidden, so they don't
Mhm.
see that there's a camera crew following them. It's funny.
Okay.
Go check it out. It's on Netflix. I can't remember where it was
Yep.
called, but it had a Tiffany Haddish, and she was dressed up different so the people would recognize her. So
Well,
it was
that's
pretty funny.
really up my alley. I love it.
Yeah, it's really fun. Like he does some crazy shit in that too. You should check it out.
Yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah.
That guy is insane.
But we went way off topic there.
Yeah,
How the fuck did we go from Barca to Eric Andre, man?
yeah, because
Uh,
Barca right now is
a shit show.
is a shit show.
Yeah, it relates. So it's safe to say that FC Barcelona is the Eric Andre of the football clubs right now, and
That's
that's
that's a good connection right
that
there.
should be the title of the episode. Barcelona is the Eric Andre show of.
Do it, do it.
That's how I'm gonna name the episode. There you go. Ah man, this is funny. We love our pain, but let's see. Let's switch a gear and talk about the first uh game of the season. Rayo Vallecano.
Going to be difficult, really difficult.
We're playing at home, right? Yeah, we're playing at home. So
And
what do you think? What do you think the score is going to be for that one?
that's difficult to predict. But if I'm
If you're a
if
betting
this
man,
if this thing continues and we are not able to register players, there's going to be commotion around the club, and this commotion is going to translate to
to
the
the field.
players that
Mhm.
uh, that are going to play, and we are going to have a difficult time winning games, just like last season. We
But if
had the
we,
better we had the better team. We played Rayo Vallecano in April, and we lost in the Camp Nou.
yeah, I remember.
So
Yeah.
the history is fresh. So it's not like
Oh, we definitely don't have the same team too. So that if we register everybody and we
but if
go
we
through,
don't, we have the same team, and this
yeah,
is what I'm saying. So we, except for Pedri, he wasn't. He
it
he,
wasn't
he
there. Yeah,
was he wasn't there. But it, I'm telling you, if they are not going to fix this shit really quick, we are going to have problems because this commotion around the club, the press, the foreign press, the entire um, fan base are going to get nervous again. And if you and you need to have a good start into the season. It's and for a lot of players and even for Xavi, it's do or die. I told you I'm going in. If for whatever reason the board, the coach, the players fuck up, I'm going to rip them apart. I'm not going
yeah.
to take any hostages anymore. It's not that I did it anyway, but it's going to be this time. I'm going all in. I'm going to maybe even take a flight there and beat somebody up. I don't know.
Take Eric Andre with you.
Yep.
Uh, let's see. Let's set up a starting lineup with the register all the players registered and run without. Like if you had to go without,
No, no, no.
just
Without
to see without, yeah, just to see what you're gonna put. So without with everybody healthy, because I think in April we had a lot of players weren't ready. We had Sergio Roberto wasn't there, Pedro wasn't there, Ansu wasn't there. So if you had to, if you had to put a star lineup right now,
I'm going to go with Ter Stegen in goal, of course. Um, I'm going to have Jordi Alba for the first half, and I'm explicitly saying first half
okay,
because I want to see Balde in the second half.
yeah, okay,
First half, Jordi Alba. I think it's better if we go with Piqué and Araujo in the middle,
okay,
and then with Eric Garcia. Um, on the right side, I would try. I would
Sergio
try Sergio Roberto
Roberto. Yeah, that's what that
because
would be
the
my
test
feeling.
is. I don't know what's happening to that guy. He was so promising.
He plays
Uh,
well one time and then he just mediocre. I
and
don't understand.
he's got some flashes of brilliance within the game, and then he does
Yeah,
some stupid shit. I
I don't
don't
know if
know.
it's maybe it's a
He's not.
confidence thing. I don't know.
He's not consistent. I don't like these kind of players that are simply not consistent.
Yeah,
And he's young. I mean, Jordi Alba at his age was a fantastic, phenomenal player.
yeah,
So it's excused to some extent because he's not the youngest anymore. That he's not that consistent. But what the fuck is Dest even doing? I don't
right.
know. How the fuck do you lose a spot to fucking Sergio Roberto? I don't understand that. I don't get it. So and I would go with Gavi, Busquets, and Pedri.
Okay. No De
Ansu,
Jong, no Frankie in there.
nah. Mm.
Okay.
Maybe for the for the
Second
second
half.
half.
Okay, up front.
Up front, Dembele, Ansu, and Aubameyang.
Oh yeah, because we yeah, because I think Ferran is still injured anyway. He's not clear to
Yeah,
play.
I wouldn't put Ferran in under any
Yo,
circumstance.
what the fuck did Ferran do to you, man?
It's not what he did to me; it's what he did to Xavi's wife, man.
Jesus. We don't talk about that here.
Yeah, let's keep it
Let's skip it. Let's skip it
PG.
PG.
Okay.
Yeah. Um. Sorry. So that's I think I pretty much have the same one as you. Except I think I'll start with Frankie instead of Gavi. Um, for some reason, every time we started Pedri and Gavi, it just never seemed to work. So maybe they just think need more time to gel together. I don't know. So I think starting Frankie and Pedri would be a stronger lineup. And then maybe at the beginning of the second half, get Frankie out and put Gavi in. Uh, but other than that, I think I'd have the same
Mhm.
the same lineup. If we had to do it with the registered players, what would you do different?
Of course, I would have Ter Stegen in goal, Araujo and Christensen
Hmm.
in the middle. I would ditch Piquet. I would ditch Sergio Roberto for Kunde.
Okay.
I would ditch Busquets for Kessié. I would play
Oh,
Kessié,
really? You play
Gavi.
Kessie instead of Busquets?
Yep.
He doesn't play hold in midfield. Why would you put him there? I mean, he's not good. He's not as good in that position.
Well, I would try it.
Why the fuck not?
Uh,
Um,
Kessié, Gavi, Pedri, and up front, of course, I'm going to
Braithwaite.
try. I'm going to try Lewandowski just to
I
see how.
guess I will see how it goes with that guy.
Uh, yeah.
And then Rafinha and Dembele
Yep.
instead of Ansu.
Yep. I
Okay.
don't think Ansu is ready.
I don't think he's
Don't get me wrong. He's a fantastic player. He's
his
if
rhythm
we
is just not any. He's just not. He's been out for the majority of 2 years. It's
yeah.
kind of unfair to want him to be fucking, like a straight up
He
playing
will
like out of
come
his
back.
mind.
he'll come back and he
Yeah,
will
he
play
will.
great.
I have no doubt that his instincts will come back. His
Yeah.
his sharpness will come back. It just needs time. And good thing for us, we have options, so he doesn't have to feel like he's pressured to perform really
Mhm.
well. So I
Yep.
think that's going to help him actually
we
get
only
to.
have we only have those options
Yeah,
if
we
those
have the
players.
majority of our players are wingers for some reason.
We
um,
have options if we get those players registered, man.
oh yeah, we
otherwise,
will, we will.
otherwise, otherwise, there are options, but those options include Ferran Torres, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, Javi seems to think it's a good thing, man. Come on, man,
Yeah. I
give
mean,
man some credit. Um, so I think I probably do the same thing. Christensen and Araujo, and I might not start with Kunde. I probably put Sergio Roberto there, just because I don't think Kunde is match ready to play from the beginning. He didn't have a lot of preseason games since he was waiting for us to get him. So I think putting him up front, like straight up from the beginning, might be maybe a little too stressful for him. Maybe put him in the second half, get Christensen out, and then try him with Araujo.
mm,
Just because I don't think he's ready to start. Once he gets some game time, I think absolutely he should be starting every game. But I think he should gradually get him to that point to get gel with the team better and all that stuff. But yeah, I do that, and then yeah, if Usman and Rafinha up front, absolutely, and Lewandowski. So hopefully that's the lineup we start with because we wanna start the season with a great showing.
hey, you must start with a bang. It
Yeah,
is what it
shut the
is.
haters up, man.
Yep.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Just those motherfuckers that been talking shit about us for the last few months, seeing us buying all these players and they're hating on us. Now laughing at us because we're getting registered to players.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? They just want to like be like, okay, when we meet you in the field, we're gonna be fucking trying to get to
killers.
10.
Yep.
Yeah. So PK can be like 2, 3, 4 in the field, try to count them on with his fingers.
Yeah.
Um.
It's
All right. So let's try to wrap it up a little bit. What do you if you had to give a percentage registration wise? What do you think from 0 to 100?
for the first game. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm going to give it like a solid 0.5.
Wow, look at the optimism in you, man.
I'm a pessimist by nature, man. It's it's it is what it is.
Fucking Grinch
But
over
but
here.
not but to be honest, it's not even pessimism when we talk about this. It's more like it's not realistic that they are going to get this done by
They
by
already
Saturday.
submitted the papers, so it's just a matter of La Liga giving back to them.
Nah, nah.
No,
And I think no fucking conspiracy theories, but I think Tebas just don't care about Barcelona. He just
no, of
don't
course
give
he doesn't. Of course he doesn't. But I think we will register fine. I think we'll be okay. I think it's 95% we will register. 5% if five. I'm serious, man.
a
Remember when
Nah.
we start? I'm gonna remind you of something. Remember when we started the summer? We're talking about
Yeah.
the transfers. You're like, "There's no way we're gonna get Kunde. There's no way we're gonna get
You are right.
Christensen and
I'll
all
admit
these
that I was
players."
way off when it came to a lot of things.
What
You
was I
were right
saying?
about
What was I saying the
you
whole time?
you were right about a lot of things because when it comes to being naturally optimistic and having hope, you are the man.
Thank you.
Let me tell you, you are the man, and I'm telling you, you were right about basically everything when it comes to this transfer window. But you know, luck eventually runs out, and this time it's going to be
Maybe
me
maybe I
who.
have an inside source. I'm just trying to make myself look cool, but I
Yeah.
think I think we'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be any issues. I think the media is running with it a lot because it's fun to shit on us. I think um, if it was just us that's having issues, then I'd say yeah we're fucked. But since there's a lot of teams that are having issues of trying to figure that shit out, I think we will be fine. I think we will register everybody by Saturday, and I think we'll come up. We'll put in the strongest lineup that we can to start the league. That's 95%, and then the 5% is if something happens where Tebas is like, "Fuck you guys, I'm gonna be a fucking thorn in your ass for the next few weeks until you figure out a way to register them." But we'll see. We shall see. And I shall remind you of this the next episode when we do.
But to be honest, you can't. I don't. I don't think in 2 days it's even possible to even, because they did not do anything. So they did do not have any reduction of any
They
salary.
did with PK.
So, but at this point, what does this guy even earn at at
He's
this
paying
club?
us to play.
Oh my god, we can't. To be honest, if this is true, I don't know if but if it's true that he that that these guys really helping the club in this manner, then we gotta. I mean, of course, they are club legends. There is no doubt about it. They are club legends, both of them. But if he helps us in this way, we gotta honor them in a very special way. Although they, when it comes, especially when we talk about Piqué, because Busquets still has some of his magic in him. Um, but Piqué had a lot of turmoil outside of the field and stuff that shouldn't even be part of football, but it somehow got into the press and
He's more than a
no,
footballer. That's the thing. He's not
yeah,
just a footballer, and
yeah, of
that's
course he's a businessman. He's
yeah.
also um,
Shakira's,
yeah.
thing. That's like I don't believe people booed him, man. Our own fans booing him. That's fucking crazy.
Not at the Camp Nou.
No, no, they were cheering for him when he went. They were
Yeah,
one of the loudest ones that when he came out. So that's good to see. I was worried when they called his name. I'm like, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fuck. When we start hear people clapping and cheering, I'm like, oh,
that
that's
was
good.
just Braithwaite.
I can't believe he showed up,
Just
man.
wait.
I just can't. He just like he just clapping and shit, like, hey. It was like, what? Whoa! And then what killed me? What killed me? They were celebrating the like after with the Alves and he's like with them wearing like a black shirt or whatever. He's not even wearing the and he's celebrating like, what are you doing?
Man,
Yeah, yeah.
we need to cut all of these players some slack because it's not their fault. To be honest, it's not their fault they got signed. It's not their fault that they are not budging. It's not the fault of any of these players. It's all the fault of the former administration and the club, and also the associates and the members should take a closer look at these people because they we cannot oversee. I understand that they cannot oversee everything and the financials, but this guy was voted in for a second term, and this shouldn't happen. There were some dodgy shit going on even before all this mess happened with COVID. I'm just reminding you of Arthur, if you remember, Arthur Melo. That deal was kind of shady. A lot of what was that that Colombian defender? You know,
Oh, Mina,
yeah,
Yerdy Mina.
that, that guy came and went. Just it was just like money laundering at that
Oh,
point.
he was not. I mean, he was a good defender. He's just not very good with the ball.
But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It wasn't that he had a chance. It's not like he had a real chance to prove himself. So we were just buying players and selling them. It was just like money laundering. To be honest,
The Paulinho deal. The Paulinho was freaking weird, but I mean, he played well for us, but the whole thing was just fucking weird. So yeah, you're right.
Ah,
It's just a lot of
Paulinho is a Barca legend. If I
no,
honest, to
no.
be honest.
The player is. I'm saying the deal. The deal was. I'm not talking about the actual player.
Yeah, but I remember a lot of people saying, a guy coming from a Chinese
China,
league.
yeah, yeah. We all did. You'd be
Yeah.
lying if you didn't say, "Oh shit, what the fuck are we
No,
doing?"
I didn't know him, to be honest. I didn't know him, but
I knew about him. I never like. I wasn't watching him every weekend,
yeah,
but I knew
I
about him.
didn't watch him, but I didn't judge him. But when it comes to box players,
He
he's
was
one of the
awesome.
best.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was awesome. We'll see what happens, man. It's a very interesting time to be a fan. Uh, so we'll see. That disappointed really mightily there. But we'll see what happens. We'll see how uh, Big Dick Aleman and Laporta do for the next few days and see what
PG,
happens.
my guy, PG.
What
What the hell
what
are
did I
you
say?
doing?
What did I say?
Big D.
Big D. Oh, Big Dick Aleman. Big Dick. Big Dick Aleman. So, my freaking Moroccan accent comes out once in a while. Uh,
Moroccan Tourette's.
all right. Well, you got anything you want to add? Because we're at the hour mark. So let's see. We
Okay.
can,
I hope that they figure this shit out. PG. Fuck. I hope they figure this out, and it's going to be a very interesting season, and I'm excited. Whether they are registering this or these players this this Saturday or not, I'm going to be there. I'm going to watch. I'm going to stream. I'm going to rage, and we're going to react. We're going to react, and it's going to be either good or bad, but we are going to be here. And
we'll be talking about it for sure.
definitely.
All right. Well, thank you, folks, and we'll see you again. You'll hear from us again next week when we talk about the first match of the season, and we'll see what happens with the registration, and we hope for the best. So thank you so much, and we'll catch you again for another episode of Forza Barca Podcast.
Bye bye. Rest in peace, Henri Michel. Best one.
Oh, he died? Oh shit, I forgot about that. He actually died. Well, Zek is better anyway. Forza Barca, Visca Barca, and fuck you, Henry Michel. And good night.
Really, man? Good night.